Is crypto giving you a life of anxiety and worry? Is it making your life worse? Well, you might have what's called a scarcity mindset. And I want to make this video to tell you how to cure that and how to really put things in perspective. Why it doesn't make sense to have such a scarcity mindset and why you're getting so angry probably on Twitter or social media trying to promote your coin because you think it's a competition of you versus everyone else. And that's because a lot of people treat crypto like it's player versus player, like it's PvP. They don't see the outer world. And some large percentage of crypto is really just yelling at each other, trying to take each other's money and not focusing on like the 95% of people out there that aren't balls deep in crypto. Okay, there's a lot of people out there that just, they might have some Bitcoin, they might have like $10 worth of Ethereum, but they don't know about PulseChain and they don't know about Solana. They don't know about your meme coin, your favorite coin that you're, stressing over, getting so much anxiety over. And I'm going to point to you a graph that's going to prove everything wrong. It's going to put things in perspective. And if you understand this graph, it's going to alleviate a lot of your anxiety. It's just going to go away. You're going to be like, wow, maybe I should reallocate my attention or my efforts or just realize that things are probably going to be okay. So what's happening in crypto is we're building this parallel financial economy, right? And some people are just treating it like it's this sports betting, sideshow of like this endless rotation of meme coins, which it is to some people, just like half the internet is pornography, right? People can use crypto for whatever they want. Coins are just tokenized attention, right? So however much attention you can hold on to and convince people to buy your coin for XYZ period of time, that's going to be shown on the price chart. But as a whole cryptocurrency, what it is just better money. It's just like money with programmatic inflation, not a Federal Reserve that's corrupt and incompetent. It's cross-border, peer-to-peer, no limits, no censorship resistance, right? Like nobody can tell me that I can't get my own money. Go to the bank, try to withdraw 10K. They say, what are you, a drug dealer? If I send my buddy 10K of Ethereum, it's done in 45 seconds. And that's that. There's no censor. So there's all these good things about cryptocurrency. There's all kinds of metaphors that we can make. But the best metaphor is that it's a parallel financial ecosystem and it's kind of like the Wild West. I really think digital land is the best way to describe crypto. It's digital land and you are a pioneer and you are going out west. But some people are going out west and it's like they're fighting each other for shovels, right? They're like, your shovel's better than my shovel. And they're like getting into a fight about stuff that doesn't actually matter instead of just going and digging for the actual gold because there's all this open land out here. Now, I wanted to make other metaphors like, oh, maybe it's like Mac and Windows and stuff. Maybe Ethereum is like Windows and PulseChain is like Mac. I guess you could. I was going to make a web browser metaphor, but like I think web browsers are more like wallets, like MetaMask, Frabby, Internet Money. These are like Chrome, Firefox, Brave. I just think it's like digital land, the Wild West expansion. And I know this is not a new metaphor. I think your friend saw me. He used to talk about this metaphor a lot. Digital cities, digital highways, it's kind of like railroads, right? PulseChain's like a digital railroad. And it's the industrial revolution, but in an online space. So we've got all the land. We found all the land. I guess we could go to outer space, but what's easier to first explore is the new economies in the digital world. So rather than going to like Mars and the moon, maybe we'll do that one day. But first we're going to go in Ready Player One. We're going to figure out which city within the matrix that we're building is going to be the dominant city. And that has a lot to do with attention and marketing. And speaking of marketing and attention, as long as you keep in mind that that's all that matters for the price to go up. There's an untapped market that I'm going to show you on this little graph over here about crypto relative to every other asset. If you're getting anxiety on crypto Twitter from, the PvP poker table of everyone just stealing each other's money. So this is the relative size comparison of every major asset class. Real estate, 340 trillion. Crypto, 4 trillion. M2 money supply, all the money in the world, 108 trillion. Crypto is 4 trillion. All the stocks in the world, equities, 100 trillion. Crypto, 4 trillion. All the gold in the world, 11.4 trillion. Crypto is 4 trillion. Now, do you think this number is going to get bigger or smaller? Okay. I mean, I think you can at least get as big as stocks one day. At least. Probably as big as real estate. If we're talking digital real estate, who knows? It could get even bigger than real estate one day. Because again, the world's moving on chain. Think about it. Real world assets like house deeds are going to be on the blockchain. Like all of these sectors are flowing into crypto because we need a digital representation of all of these sectors, even stocks. It's called real world assets, RWAs, like the name for stocks and real estate on the blockchain. Even gold on the blockchain. So you've got the old stuff in the real world, the analog stuff, stocks, which are like pieces of paper, houses, gold that they have to dig out of the ground, it's like slave labor. But then you've got the digital representation of all that. And the digital oil, right, is the substrate. It's the PLS token. It's the ETH token. It's the gas token. They even call it gas. And they call it the gas token because it is digital oil. And you're getting in on the new industrial revolution, except it's just the new attention economy. So you could be your own oil tycoon. You could be the next Rockefeller or, Vanderbilt or whoever built the railroads, Carnegie. steal oil. Everyone's fighting to see who's going to have the dominant projects. So even as a metaphor, Bitcoin being digital gold and crypto being digital oil, oil's got far more utility. Oil powered the entire westward expansion. So some people look at cryptocurrencies and they try to make an analogy of stocks and they try to say, okay, well, how do I pick the Amazon and the Apple after the 2001 internet bubble? Most companies failed in 2001. Some companies survived, and people try to figure out how those companies survive, but that's not a good metaphor in my opinion, because these people are focusing on the wrong thing. We're not even at the application stage yet. The internet bubble was a fight for the applications on top of the internet. But here we're just fighting for who's got ownership over the internet of money. It's like the new internet, the railroads, the digital railroads. So it doesn't matter what cool apps you build. Like all PulseChain is going to need is like one poly market, one major application. Maybe it's a really good wallet. Maybe it's just a really cool, unique thing that hasn't been thought of before. But that's the application layer. When we're still talking about the roads and the railroad, like the infrastructure layer, you can buy into that now. And that is what people are kind of fighting for. The applications are evolving. They're getting better. But we're still building out the infrastructure. But you can now invest in the infrastructure. It's almost as if you could invest in Comcast or T-Mobile or AT&T without having to get crazy patents on like frequency bands and stuff. It's just open source. All you need is a laptop. You go out and you buy this stuff. And you just realize that it is unreasonable that crypto wouldn't grow to at least gold. And in 10 years, who knows? Stocks, M2 money supply. Maybe in 50 years, will be as big as real estate. And you can build your empire right now and stop having to worry about, getting that other guy's money that's already in crypto, by the way. So it's like a lot of times crypto power users. For example, if you're on Pump.fun, you're marketing yourself to other people that are also on Pump.fun. You're not often getting brand new people that have never heard of Pump.fun or Pump.tires over on PulseChain, by the way. You've got our own Pump.fun. It's called Pump.tires. Check it out. Actually burns BLS with every transaction. And this visual representation just puts everything in perspective. It just makes you realize that we are so early. There's a lot of money out there. It doesn't take that many millions to pump crypto. It's just the natural progression of things. Technology evolves. Things get better. No one's still hooked on the VCR after you have the DVD player and after you have Netflix. I even go so far as to say people might not care about Bitcoin. I know that sounds outrageous now. People might not care about Bitcoin. Bitcoin might become the Netscape of the future. Once we get really advanced and we start getting high-speed railways, the Hyperloop Alpha, whatever Elon Musk is building, when we get the digital version of that, it's going to make Bitcoin seem like a horse and buggy almost. I'm thinking really in the future here, but I just want to put it in perspective that if you're wondering why you're in so much pain because you think no one's paying attention to you, you're probably just not focused on the new people that are much easier to convince because they never chose a team yet. A lot of people in crypto, they make their own coins and then they care a lot about their own coins and they build really cool stuff. And this is also the classic developer situation is people build really cool stuff, but then they don't tell anybody about it. And you need both. You need to build something cool and go market it. And the marketing is not even that hard. It's actually pretty easy. It just has to do with new people over the same people. So if you're worried about the scarcity mindset, try to shift to an abundance mindset. This chart helps me think with abundance and just realize that even with the smallest amount of effort, over a long period of time, you could be the Rockefeller, the oil tycoon, the guy that invested early in Apple, whatever metaphor you want to make, because you're staking your claim in digital land that's going to get valuable when more people are using it. And some of the core things that we know everyone's going to use is the roads themselves. If everyone's building a car, well, they need a road. That's PLS. If everybody's trading, what are they trading on? That's PulseX. We have PulseX that benefits from one of the primary apps in crypto, which is people trading it for other cryptos. But PulseX doesn't care. It benefits either way. It gets bought and burned every day. So that's how I see PulseChain. I see PulseChain like some giant plot of land. It's like Louisiana Purchase. Okay, it's like New Mexico or something before anybody ever settled there. And we're going to seem crazy right now, but when people show up, as long as you're out there telling them about it, getting people in or telling people about your special thing, that's different than all the other things, of course. There's going to be more attention that's going to come your way. So just be patient and think about the new people, not the existing people. Because in my opinion, that's what leads to a lot of anxiety and kind of depression in crypto. So zoom out, put things in perspective, like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. And if you're brand new to crypto, I've got a course that'll teach you everything. HacksPassiveIncome.com. Check it out. Teaches you how to do crypto the right way, how to not lose all your money, how to do basic strategies, how to buy, how to sell, how to see your portfolio, and just all the tricks that I wish I had, when I was first starting out 10 years ago. See you guys on the next one.